Across the Park podcast is proud to be sponsored by Globe Gas and Heating. For the best kitchen and bathroom renovations, boiler servicing and repair, and central and underfloor heating in the Northwest, head over to globecentralheating.com and quote Across the Park for a free quote. Hello, welcome to Across the Park podcast from myself, Ian Mills. A very, very special podcast today with two of my friends that I've met through the podcast. I'm delighted to have them back on to talk all about the amazing work they do with the Alfies Squad. Alfie and Allison, thanks for joining us. How are you both?
Okay, thank you.
I'm good.
All
Thanks
good?
for having us.
No worries, mate. My pleasure to have you on. We've got to talk, I'm sorry, about Everton first. Big Evertonians. Last season for me, you've probably seen I covered it. I'm looking a lot older than what I am. I'm only 20. How was it for you last season? Don't you look at me like that. How was it for you? 'Cause when I was your age, life in football is a bit different, a bit more connected to it. Was it tough to watch Everton struggle like that last season for you?
Yeah, because school was horrible. Yeah, it was just, it wasn't good. Hate it. Never again. But I say never again, but it's going to happen this year and probably next year.
We'll get it. We'll end the podcast on looking at next season and where it can be better. But yeah, same for you, Alison, going through it. The mother of a young Evertonian as well as being an Evertonian.
It's painful. I have to tell him it's character building every week, and it teaches you resilience. And you're stuck with it, unfortunately.
Yeah, you're stuck with it. But look, the good times will come. I'm sure of that, and we'll have some. It's not like Bill Kenwright now, don't I?
Yeah,
the good times. I'll get some grief for that. Look, we want to talk really about the amazing work that the both of you do. Congratulations to you for your award last year. Absolutely amazing. We put that on our Twitter, which is at Across the Park PC, and all the links to the squad are over there. When you first started the charity, probably for you, Alfie, what was your aims at first when you first said I want to do this? What did you actually want to achieve?
I just wanted to help as many people as I could, but it's sort of grown in something much bigger than that, and I think it will sort of expand more. I don't know how much more, but hopefully a lot more. But yeah, I didn't really expect it to get this far. So
you've done amazing work. What was it like for you, Alison, to watch this nugget of an idea turn into what it has? First of all, must be so proud.
Yeah, it's all a bit surreal.
Yeah,
how much it's grown now. So, for people that don't know, Alfies Squad is being set up to support children who've been bereaved by suicide after Alfie lost his dad at the age of 8. So we've got a lot of stuff going on, haven't we? We've got a support group about to start in the next couple of weeks, the pilot group, which is being in partnership with Everton, the community. And then eventually we're going to set up different clubs across the country.
Oh, right, nice.
So we've got 11 children on the pilot group waiting to start. And I'm happy to say that quite a few of them are teenagers, which is probably an age group that we most want to be able to help.
Of course, yeah.
Because they're the most difficult to get to help.
Those numbers are amazing to me. So before you guys came along and offered this, there was nothing. Was there right in thinking that when you looked at support, there was not much?
And there's 9,000 children on average every year are bereaved by parental suicide. So, you know, that's not taken into account family members, friends and stuff. And then every year another 9,000, another 9,000. So since Alfie lost his dad, there's been another 60,000 children have lost a parent. And there's no peer support. So that's what we're trying to do. So it's not counselling because the kids will have had counselling already. This is going to be more like a youth club for children who've been in that situation. There's going to be loads of different things for them to do, isn't there? So that it's basically to reduce the feeling of isolation and improve their self-worth, which are the two main issues with children who've been bereaved by suicide.
And I suppose until you're affected by that, it's not even at the forefront of your mind. No. So like, you know, someone like me, fortunate enough to not gone through that, I don't go looking for these things or don't know they're out there. And now I've met you guys and I realise how important it is to you to have the support and offer the support. It is amazing work that you're both doing. I'm sure you're bored of me telling you that, but I'm so proud that our podcast is part of what you're doing. We can help when we can. You do amazing work. For you, Alfie, in a weird way, did it sort of help when you connected with different people and help them?
Yeah, still not really, because it's not properly up and running yet. We've still not really seen the full extent of how much it can help, but I'm hopeful that it will, because I know I didn't really get the chance to meet people in my situation, but it will. I know for a fact it will help other people who do need that. So.
Absolutely. Look, I've been part of the fund days that you've done to raise some money. I always see when your old was Just Giving or go for the Just Giving page. Every time you hit the next milestone, it was unbelievable that people were giving these things to you. Alison tried to get me to do a walk over hot coals, which I'm so sorry. I'd rather give you the money than raise the money.
You are penciled in for the Shark Dive.
Shark Dive, okay, we'll put the link to that on our website and Across the Park PC Twitter. Please do check it out, and obviously the Alfies Squad page is on our Twitter, so please click that link and then go over and you'll see all the ways that you can help. And interested to get involved, then please do so. Alison, when the sort of Alfies Squad started, can you just take us through that journey of how you got from there to now and how fast things changed? Because it went from a page, and then all of a sudden you were on TV, you're both getting awards, and now you're setting up what hope to be maybe some more appearances on podcasts and things as well. So what that journey from where it started to now? It
started off just with a bit of fundraising, and then we soon realised, because Alfie wanted peer support and I couldn't find it, that's how we ended up looking at starting something ourselves. So back in 2019, Alfie did a PowerPoint presentation to people from Everton, the community, Merseycare, Edgehill University, about what he felt should be in this group.
Right.
And we were just starting to get going with it, but then COVID hit, so we were stuck for 2 years. But in the meantime, we carried on fundraising, and now we've got a plan of what the support group is going to consist of and who it's going to help and why. And we've had a lot of support from different public health people from different areas who are really interested in us getting started. And we've also now decided that we're going to run a parents group at the same time and same place as the children's group, because there is a lot of support for adults bereaved by suicide, but it's not very logistically possible because they're of an evening, they're in the centre of town, and if you've lost your partner, if you've got young kids, you can't leave the kids, so those people are not getting support. So we figured if we have the support group on the same time, same place, then it'll be easy for those parents or carers to get their own support while they know that the children are also getting support at the same time.
Oh wow, amazing. And Alfie, just back to you. I've asked your mum the question there, and I've put words in her mouth saying I'm sure she's so proud of you, which you can see she is. You must be equally as proud as what your mum does.
Yeah, especially after the award, Merseyside Woman of the Year, Woman of Courage.
Merseyside Woman of Courage, unbelievable.
Yeah, she was a bit embarrassed at first, but I think she's warming up to it now. So yeah.
If it gets me into stuff, I'll run with it. It's fine.
But no, I'll say it again, repeat myself. I'm really proud of what you do. It's great for us, the podcast, to be part of our Alfies Squads. But I noticed there was a logo change, and I noticed some little things were changing. So I reached out to you, Alison, a while back and said, "What's going on? The charity is evolving. What's your immediate plans, and then your sort of long-term plans? Because you are going through a bit of change, aren't you?"
Yeah, we've set up as a community interest company, so we're a non-profit organisation. And when we did that in January, we decided to rebrand, because eventually we want to go to different sports clubs. Yeah. So the new logo, which you can see on the back there, it incorporates all the different colours of the Premier League teams, all melded into one. So that's where all the different colours come from.
Just a little bit of red, which we're okay with.
Yeah, but there's more blue, so we're fine.
Unless Man United are watching, then we'll make more reds.
Yeah, then we'll add red. So we've got a website about to be launched any day now, which is alfiesquad.org.
Okay.
And we are also taking referrals, so if anybody watching knows of anyone who is in a similar situation to Alfie between the age of 8 and 17, contact me or get onto the website for the referral so they can come onto the pilot group. And the kids in the pilot group are going to help plan the group going forward, so they're going to be like the steering group.
Oh wow.
Because we want everything to be led by the children, to give them their own voice.
Yeah.
Because it is quite isolating what they go through when they lose someone to suicide, so we're trying to give them the power back to be able to help with themselves.
Oh, amazing. And I was talking to you off it a little bit, maybe get some more microphones and some more podcasts for you, my man. You thinking about doing some more podcasting?
Yeah, it's something that we want to do.
We reckon, because there's no peer support at the moment in the UK, the plan is to start the podcast, so before we get to other parts in the UK, they've got the podcast of the kids and their parents and families can listen to the podcast then.
Of course.
So that's the idea behind the podcast.
I can't look. I'll listen to it. I've listened to you both. I know you've done an amazing one on Radio Merseyside, and I think both of you come across really well when you speak. So I'll be listening to that, and we'll certainly spread the podcast that you do on our channels. But it's exciting to hear what you've got more stuff coming, because sometimes you do see charities and not to be disrespectful, but the same thing all the time. You guys seem to be evolving and looking to get bigger and help more people. You're not satisfied with just what you're doing, which is great. But do you see this going in? Do you see this going on for years and years and years, or just sort of see an end in sight, or is there something that you permanently now want to do?
No, it's going to be permanent now, because it's so personal to us because of what we've gone through, and knowing how Alfie felt when he lost his dad. It's upsetting that there's so many children it's happening to, and there's nothing for them. Yeah. So we want to take it forward, don't we, and grow it as much as we can, because it will then in turn reduce mental health problems in these children as they get into adulthood. And it also, according to the mental health authority, the public health authorities we've been speaking to, it should really help with suicide prevention further down the line.
Yeah. How can people help? People who are just watching this and they're just finding out about you guys and because it's a difference between a charity and a non-profit organisation. So, first of all, how can people help? And secondly, what is the difference between both?
The non-profit and charity, they are very similar, but it's basically a lot harder to set a charity up. You need like a lot of paperwork, and it was too long-winded for us to do it. But the non-profit is exactly the same, and the fact that every bit of profit you make goes back to building Alfies Squad up and to getting more squads open. Right. So there's really no difference that we could see. Was that it was just quicker to set up, and easier for us to set up. So that's why we did this CIC.
And people wanting to help, how can they? Are you still asking? Still pages set up? The Just Giving pages, that's still there.
We've got a donate page on our website.
Okay.
We're looking for any local businesses or companies that want to work with the Charity of the Year. Anyone that wants to do the shark dive with yourself. We were doing all sorts really, but the most important thing is spreading the word. So if you know someone or a family who has lost someone to suicide, it doesn't have to be parent, it can be brother, auntie, uncle, friend, and there are children involved that are struggling. Tell them about us, send them to the website so they can have a look at what the group is, because the more children we can help, the better.
Oh, amazing. Anyone watching this or listening to this on the audio podcast, if you don't follow us already on Twitter, it is @AcrossTheParkPC, and at the very top of our bio we do link in to Alfies Squad, so you can click on their profile and follow them, and I'm sure all the details of websites and events and fundraising. And we had a really great fundraising day last August, didn't we, which was lots of fun. So all that will be available for you to have a look at. And most importantly, like Alison said there, if you know anyone who's affected and does need the support, then please reach out to Alison. I'm fortunate enough to not have gone through that, but doesn't stop me reaching out and trying to help. So any local businesses out there as well, like Alison said, please get in touch with us. We can put you in touch with Alison until the website goes live, and then hopefully it's rock and roll for you guys. It's getting bigger and bigger. It's amazing to see how far you've come, honestly. It's amazing. From a young boy on our podcast talking football to now, doing what you're doing is unbelievable.
It actually, the picture from the last time we did it came up on my phone yesterday, and you look tiny.
How old were you then? That was
9.
2009, yeah.
Yeah.
We just got beat by, was it Bournemouth?
Yeah.
On a Sunday, and then we had to do the podcast, and Alfie came in and talked about it, and it seems like a lifetime ago, that.
Yeah.
It does seem like a lifetime ago.
From ourselves, we just want to say as well that the support we've had from across the park has been invaluable to us, and we're lucky to have you as our friends, so thank you for everything you've ever done for us.
Oh no, really kind. We'll be with you throughout it.
And I'll thank you again after the shark dive.
Okay, you're getting me in the shark dive, aren't you? Let's end on the Blues again. We did say at the start of the show that they put us through it last year, didn't they, Alfie? But hopefully not again. I'm not going to sound like Bill Kenwright and say good times, but it's got to be better this season, hasn't it? It has to be. We can't go through that again.
Did we not say that last season?
Yeah, we hope so.
Someone's got to have a clue eventually, haven't he? Someone's got to be able to.
At least you've got a striker.
Yeah, get another striker in. Are you hopeful, Alison, of being a bit better next season?
No.
Sean Dyche is in. Feel a bit safer with Dyche?
I do feel safer with Dyche, but I've decided I'm going to lower my expectations. So if we can finish a solid 15th, I'll be made up.
You'll be pleasant.
And if we can be safe at some point, sooner than we were last season.
I reckon we can win the league this season.
We win the league?
Yeah.
Wow, the Reds are turning off in a droves, are you, mate?
Yeah, that's just not going to happen, son.
I know. I can hope.
Tell you what, I will do a shark dive every week if we win the league. This, you got me on record.
I'm
We win the league, I'll do the shark
Right,
dive every week.
top half, and you do the shark dive.
Mate, yeah, okay.
Top half when we get there.
I like that better than you just getting me in. Now I've got to...
I was going to go with win our first game of the season and you're in.
I'll take...
Top half when we get there and you're doing it.
Look, I'll do the shark dive regardless. But I'd love top half. I think it's time that we can all sleep as Evertonians in March, April and May and not staying awake worrying. First thing I was doing was checking league tables and injuries, and I just...
It's terrible, and I was so pleased when the season ended because of what they put me through. But 3 days later, I'm bored. I'm like, oh. It's just we just punish ourselves with it because we love it so much and then we hate it at the same time.
I know. I took my little boy. I took him to the Wigan game. We're recording this in mid-July, end of July. Just about had Wigan in pre-season on Saturday. And I took my little boy. I had the coach there and stuff, and I just got the bug. You know, I was happy to have that time away from it, but I've got the bug back. So I'm looking forward to the season starting. I'm going to put my neck on the line in this podcast. I do think Everton will be okay this season. I like the Dan Juma sign. I like Sean Dyche being there. I do feel safe with Sean Dyche. But I'd like to get you both on at some point in the season and not only talk about the charity, talk some football and things if you're up for it.
Yeah.
Come back on.
I'll take my blood pressure
I'll do the
tablets
shark dive if you come on the
beforehand.
podcast. It's been great to have you back on. We're going to plug all your stuff over on our socials, and then when your stuff does go live, we'll put it all on there again.
Oh, okay. Great. Thank you.
Thank you for
Thanks
having
coming
us.
on.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks, guys, for watching this episode of Across the Park podcast with Alfies Squad. We do hope you've enjoyed it. The message is very, very clear that if you know anyone who needs assistance or anyone who can help these guys in the charity, please reach out to us. If you haven't got Twitter, I'm plugging our Twitter, which is @AcrossTheParkPC. Send us an email. It is team@acrosstheparkpodcast.co.uk, and we'll put you in touch with the guys. Thanks for watching, and as always, up the toffees.